This is going to be an 18-minute morning flow routine with optional use of the Pilates disc or circle. It's a beautiful morning today, so let's get right into it. Starting on your back to prep for our hundreds, centering yourself top to bottom, left to right, hugging your knees towards your chest, lifting your head and shoulders up and off the mat. Bring your legs into a tabletop position, arms extended long with palms facing down. Start vigorously pumping your arms up and down as you inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, keep pumping your arms, 2, 3, 4, 5, to exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep coordinating your breath as you pump your arms, inhaling, getting even closer to the thighs with that chest, and exhale. The hundreds is a really good way to really warm up our abdominals here while also challenging our arms and legs. Inhaling to exhale. See if you want to challenge yourself here by straightening out the legs long on a high diagonal. Lift the chest even closer. Keep pumping those arms. Energy through the fingertips. Core pulled up and in. Get even closer for your last breath here. Inhale. To exhale. Good. Hugging the knees towards your chest, relaxing the head down. Placing the hands underneath the knee creases to rock up to sit. I'm sitting with my hands remaining underneath the knee creases. Feet are planted down and knees are bent. We're going to start with our half roll downs. So we're thinking about pulling the core up and in here to almost create a C curve with our spine. So that looks like this. Almost that and the posterior pelvic tilt happening here. Yep, so moving from anterior to posterior, creating that C curve. Holding that C curve as you lean back until the elbows are fully straight. And then sit right back up, cores up and in. Inhale to lean back, cores pulled up and in, creating that C curve, scooping the abdominals, pulling up and in, and rocking back forward. Good. And inhale to lean back, C curve here. Let's grow tall in our seat as we come back up to seated. Lengthening through the spine. Really emphasizing that lengthening first thing in the morning. So go back and fix that. Oh, and fix this. Leaning back to sit up nice and tall. Leaning back, scooping the abdominals to sit up nice and tall. Good. We're going to add in some arm movements here now. We're going to start to lean back, keeping the arms lengthened out in front of us, and then extending the arms up overhead as we grow tall in our seat. You can add an optional use of the disc here by pushing in on the palms as you lean back, and then lengthening them up and overhead, not losing that pulse in. And leaning back, pulse in. Growing tall, pulse in again. Leaning back to grow tall. Good, my arms are reaching up overhead as I grow tall. Palms are pushing in, fingers are long. One more variation that's optional to add in here is adding a rotation as you sit back and arms lengthening up overhead as you come up. Rotating to the right. Sitting up nice and tall, arms overhead. Rotating to the left. Good, really kicking on those obliques this morning. Rotating to the right. Sitting up nice and tall. One more to the left and right, rotating left. Pulsing in as you sit up nice and tall. Rotating to the right. Sit up nice and tall. Good, placing the disc to the side. Let's lay all the way down flat on our mat, arms extended up overhead for our full roll-ups. Inhaling to lift my head and shoulders up off the mat. Exhaling to reach all the way up and through, lengthening through my spine here, reaching the arms ahead of my feet. Inhale, restack your spine. Exhale, roll all the way down. Inhale, head and shoulders. Exhale, cores pulled up and in as you reach and lengthen through the spine. Inhale, restack your spine. Exhale, roll all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, head and shoulders. Exhale, reaching all the way up and through. Inhale, restack your spine. Exhale, roll all the way down. We're going to pick up the pace here. So going faster, inhaling to reach up and through. And exhale, roll all the way back down. Inhale, reach all the way up and through, energy through those fingertips. Try to keep the feet planted down on the mat. Exhale, go down. Inhale, reaching up and through. And exhale, roll all the way down. Hugging the knees towards your chest, massaging the spine by rocking your knees side to side here. Recentering yourself on your mat if you need to do so. Good, enjoying that rotation, that press down on the mat. Thanking yourself for choosing movement this morning. And lifting the head and shoulders up off of the mat. Knees are still towards your chest, but now you're going to extend the left leg long for our single leg stretches. Placing both hands on the right shin, pulling the right shin closer to your chest as you exhale. Inhale, switch to the left. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen. To switch, exhale, pull the right knee in. Inhale, switch, exhale, pull. Inhale, switch, exhale to pull. Good, switching side to side here, picking up the pace, pulling that core up and in, right to left, getting that chest closer to your thigh, and left, right to left, right and left. One more each side. And hug your knees towards your chest, relax the head down. Good, looking right to left to massage out your neck. And eventually lifting your head and shoulders right off the mat for our double leg stretches. So lengthening the legs out on a high diagonal. Arms reach up and overhead to the opposite high diagonal here. Arms make a circle. You're inhaling here and then exhaling to pull the knees towards your chest here. Horse pulled up and in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arms around. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, out. Around. Exhale, pull in. And out. Around to pull. Out. Energy through those fingertips as you pulse out. Around and in. Core pulled up and in. Around. Good. Stretching through the legs and arms. One more here. Hug the knees in. Relax the head down. We've got one more exercise here that we're doing from our core series called our scissors. We're going to lift our head and shoulders up off the mat, lengthening both legs up at a 90-degree angle. Place both hands behind the right calf. Allow the left leg to lower down to a high diagonal. We're going to pulse in that right leg for 1, 2, switch to pull the left in. Pulsing 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. So we're feeling a nice stretch through the hamstring, but also continuing to pull that core up and in, getting the chest closer to your thigh. You can start to add in a little bit of a neuro challenge here by pointing the feet as you switch, flexing as you pull. Point to switch, flex to pull. Point, flex, point, flex, point, and flex, point, to flex. One more, point, and flex. Good. Hug the knees towards your chest. Relax the head down. Placing the hands underneath the knee creases to rock up to sit for our forward spine stretch. We're going to widen our hips about mat width apart. Feet are flexed. Arms are lengthened out in front of you, fingers long. We're going to inhale to grow taller in our seat here. Exhale to reach forward. Arms remain in parallel with your legs. And inhale, restack your spine. Exhale, relax the effort here. Good, really enjoy this stretch here. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, reach, extending long out in front of you. Inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, pulling that core up and in to control this movement. Exhale, relax the effort. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, reach. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, relax the effort. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, reach. Inhale, restack the spine. Exhale, relax the effort. Good, we're going to do 2 more flows here with this forward spine stretch. This would also be a good time to grab a sip of water if needed. Rolling up, nice and slow. Optional use for use of the disc with our forward spine stretch, placing it between your feet here with both hands on top, inhaling to grow tall. Exhale to reach forward, moving the disc forward and pushing down on the disc as you reach. So this is working on some of our muscles that do shoulder extension by pushing down on the disc and then controlling to roll back up into seated and relaxing the effort here. Good. One more time to know the disc modification. Inhaling to grow tall. Exhale, placing the disc forward. Pushing down on the disc here. And then inhaling to roll back up. Good. Placing the disc to the side. Moving on to our saw. Opening the arms up into a T position here. Twisting to the right, lining up the left pinky finger with the right pinky toe. Reaching forward to pulse for 1, 2. Through center. Twisting to the left. Reaching up and over, pulsing for 1, 2. Back through center. Twisting to the right. Reaching up and over, lengthening through both arms here, reaching in opposite directions. Through the center. Twisting left. Reaching up and over, pulsing here for 1, 2. Back through center. Twisting, feeling that oblique activation as you lengthen through a twist. Pulsing 1, 2. Back through center. Twisting to the left. Reaching up and over, pulsing 1, 2. Back through center. Good. We're going to flip onto our stomachs next for our swan. So meeting me on your bellies. Elbows are going to be out to the side. Palms create a pillow for your forehead to rest on. You're going to anchor your pelvis down on the mat. All 10 toes are flat down. Pulling the core up and in. Feeling like if you had to, Pulling the core up and in as if you could fit a blueberry underneath your belly button. Shoulders are down and back. Start to hover the head, hands, and hearts up off the mat for 1, 2, 3. Lower down with control. Don't lose that abdominal activation. So we shouldn't be just dumping into our lumbar spine when we go into our swan. The core should still be helping. Anchor the pelvis down. Core is pulled up and in. Start to hover once again. Up and off the mat. Holding here. Don't lose that abdominal activation. Core is pulled up and in. Hold. And lower down for 1, 2, 3. Good. Again, keeping those shoulders down and back. Core is pulled up and in, anchoring the pelvis down. Start to hover up for 1, 2, 3. Lower with control for 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to do one more swan here. Try to make it your best, extending up as far as you comfortably can. Anchoring the pelvis, core pulled up and in. Start to hover. Holding here. See if you can go up even higher. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Lower with control. Don't lose that abdominal activation. Good. Tuck the elbows towards your side. Push through the heels of the hands to go back into an active rest position. So keeping this active by not losing an abdominal activation here as you start to stretch through your spine. So usually when we kind of fall into child's pose, we kind of pull up the hips down, which is also a great way to stretch through those glutes in the spine. But I want to keep this active this morning by pushing through the heels of the hands that are planted down, starting to curve up and over, using your abdominals to assist. Then you can feel free to wiggle your hips side to side to get more of a stretch through one part of your erector spinae over the other. So when hips go to the right, you should really feel that on the right side. And then switching over to the left, same thing here. You feel that even more on that left side. And when you're done with the stretch here, come back onto your elbows. Meeting me propped on both elbows with fists facing each other. So I've got loose fists here. I'm going to re-anchor the pelvis down for our single leg kicks. Core is pulled up and in. I'm going to start working those hamstring muscles by pulsing the heel towards my butt for 1, 2. And then lengthening long to switch to the left, pulsing 1, 2. Lengthen with control. Switch to the right, 1, 2. Lengthen, 2. Switch, pulse, 1, 2. Lengthen, 2. Switch. Shoulders should be active down and back, pushing through the mat with your elbows. Core is pulled up and in. Keep switching. Pulsing, 2. Switch. Pulse, 2. Switch. Pulse, 2. Switch. Good, we've got one more active exercise after this, and then you guys are set for your morning. Getting really good movement to start your day off. And stretch, pulse, to stretch, pulse, and stretch. One more here. Good, lengthen long. You're gonna push through your hands to move your hips up and back towards your heels. Back into that active rest pose, but now we're gonna move our hips over to one side. So my knees are falling out to the left. My hips are towards the right. We're gonna lift the right arm up and over towards my feet for our mermaid pose. Reaching up and over, lengthening through the spine here, keeping this active and switching up and over with the opposite arm. We're reaching the left arm up and over to the right. Good, and if you're facing me right now, this might look totally flipped. So just mirror my motion. Feet are to the opposite side of where you're reaching right now. And now reach up and back over. Pulsing here. Good, reaching long through the fingertips. Exhaling through the stretch. See if you can go even farther. Reach up and over other side. Feeling a nice stretch through those side abs here. Good, we're gonna switch the legs over to the opposite side. So just can the legs over. Good, reaching up and over towards the feet. Reaching long here. Breathing through that stretch. Reaching up and over opposite side. Good, pulsing here. 1, 2. Coordinating your breath. Reaching up and over. So when I say pulse here, I'm trying little itty bitty movements to encourage myself to go a little bit farther. Different from our pulses with our saw, where we are really intentionally pulsing. With this, it's almost like coordinating my breath with a few pulses. Reaching up and over. Little itty bitty stretches. Reaching the arms long. Wonderful, you guys are all set this morning. Have a great rest of your day.